Hi guys, in this episode of ADK I'm gonna be continuing with my reaction to Astro's All Light album with the songs Treasure, Roleplay, and One in a Million. And so far, after the first three songs, Starry Sky, All Night and Moonwalk, I'd say we're actually on a good path when it comes to the B-sides. They've been actually surprisingly good, like even for Astro's B-sides I feel like they've been really good. And I've honestly been very disappointed with the title track, so I'm hoping the quality of the B-sides keeps up throughout this whole album because that would probably make it one of the best albums I've ever heard. Not necessarily my personal favorite or anything, but just the best because all the songs are just so good. But yeah, whether that's the case or not, we're gonna find out by starting off with this first song, Treasure, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, this one is definitely a little different compared to Moonwalk and Starry Sky. It's not as playful. It seems more similar to the title track actually. But I think it still might be more interesting than the title track. I just really don't like that one for some reason. Yeah, I genuinely think this is more interesting than the title track. It's still not as entertaining as Starry Sky and Moonwalk though. Okay, I feel like even in my reaction you can just see that I'm a little disinterested in this song. I think it's better than All Night. I definitely enjoyed it more than All Night. It managed to keep my attention more than All Night and just entertain me more than that song. But I still feel like it's just not as fun as Moonwalk or Starry Sky. The reason why I feel like this, maybe just because I'm doing this recording very late and I'm a little tired. Not that much, but like I'm just a little tired. So that could play into why I'm not enjoying as much the slower songs. but it's still pretty good. Like, I liked it. I definitely liked it more than All Night. It was more, it just felt more interesting. It's where I'm gonna just stop it, because I don't want to just keep repeating myself. It just felt more interesting. And in terms of a rating for this one, I mean, I've rated all the songs so high at this point. So for this one, I guess I'm going to give it a 9.1 out of 10. Because I think it's better than All Night, and I think it's just as polished. That's the thing. This could have easily been the title track, and I would have been happier than what we got. Because, yeah, still, this is still not as good for me as Always You was, but it's better than All Night. And yeah, I know I keep harping onto that song, but I just don't. I just hate how much I don't like it, you know? I don't even hate the song that much. It just bothers me how much I don't like it. Yeah, again, we're continuing the high quality with the B-sides in this album, which is par for the course with Astro, but still. Now we're gonna get into the second song of this video, that being Roleplay, in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, I always love me some guitar in K-pop songs. Okay, so far I like the instrumental and the vibe of the song, but I feel that the lyrics could be a little catchier. Yeah, the lyrics really bother me about this one. I'm not even talking about the meanings of the lyrics, it's just they don't feel as catchy.
I'm fine, love is a lie, love is a lie.
There's parts of it that actually doesn't sound that bad in terms of catchiness, but overall I feel like it's a little less than usual in terms of its quality. It's worse than usual. Man, I love this instrumental, dude. I feel like they should have played a little bit more into the Latino sound for this. I think this is like the second song in this album that played in that had some Latino feels to it, like Star Sky did as well. I feel like it would be so interesting if it actually played into that. So often I see B-sides, not even for Astro, but in general, and even title tracks in K-pop that have a twink of something interesting, like in this case, Latino sound. But they kind of stuff it underneath generic K-pop sound, and it always bothers me. Because you have such a cool idea, use it, don't make it generic. I'm sorry I'm getting a little riled up, but that thing happens so often, it bothers the hell out of me. And this is another case of it, because this song would have had so much more flavor and would have stood out so much more from other Astro songs if they actually played into the Latino sound more. Don't you agree? It would have been so much more memorable. Like, already I kind of like it, and outside of the lyric issue not being as catchy as usual, but I already like it, but I would love it if it was more Latino influenced. But yeah, I don't know. So far, I guess out of the B-sides, this is probably my least favorite. Like I already explained why. So in terms of a rating for this one, I'm going to give it an 8.4 out of 10. It's still par for the course of with Astro in terms of their B-sides, and it's better than most B-sides. But yeah, it's just my least favorite. It had a cool idea going for it, but it didn't really utilize it well at all. But again, that is par for the course with K-pop for some reason. So yeah, now we have the last song of this episode of the Astro reaction, that being 1 in a Million. And let's see whether that B-side is gonna be 1 in a million B-sides. Without further ado, let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, this starts off surprisingly similar in vibe to Twice's 1 in a Million. It's not similar in sound, but the vibe that I got right off the bat was shockingly similar for me. Like genuinely, I wouldn't be surprised if this was inspired by Twice's 1 in a Million. Also, another song that easily could have been the title track, but wasn't for some reason. Because like this already has the quality of a title track. Oh yeah, I'm into this one, dude. Why wasn't this the title track? This has the fastness of a title track, the impactfulness of a title track. Like this straight up feels like the title track. What the hell? Like I feel like I've mentioned this before, but like B-sides and title tracks are made in different ways. So when a B-side has the quality of a title track, it really speaks a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if this was what they originally planned to be the title track, but then switched it to All Night, because why otherwise would they make such a good B-side that feels like a title track? I think I'm genuinely gonna be listening to this one outside of this reaction. I'll definitely be adding it to my playlist. I might even react to it a second time, honestly. It's that fucking good. So I guess this song was 1 in a million. Like again, don't get me wrong, it's not better than Always You or anything, but I like this a lot. It's the best song so far of this album. It's the most energetic as well, which I think is a big reason why I like it so much. Okay, I think I'm gonna be listening to this one a second time, but before we do, as usual, I just want to share my thoughts on it. I genuinely like this. This is good. Like, the rap parts were really good. The singing was just really engaging. Like, this is what Astro title tracks sound like. This is what I expect from an Astro title track. So I'm just really confused about why this wasn't the title track. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if this was supposed to be the title track, but they changed it for some reason. Because in a way, yeah, this song would have been kind of like par for the course in terms of title tracks for Astro, but honestly, so is All Night. When you think about it, it's just a little bit slower than usual. But yeah, this one is obviously on a different level compared to the other B-sides. It just feels different. And as I said, it's because I'm pretty sure that title tracks and B-sides are made differently, because they so often have different qualities to it and different feels to it, to the point like it just makes sense for them to be made differently and with different goals in mind, you know? Because a lot of the time, B-sides are just kind of filler for me personally. When I listen to B-sides, like there's very few groups that actually manage to have consistently good B-sides. ASTRO is one of those groups. But even with those groups, those songs are not really that frequently as good as title tracks. But in this case, this song is. And I really, really like it. I'm honestly straight up gonna give it a 10 out of 10. It's the best song of the album so far. And yeah, keep in mind that these ratings are kind of biased in terms of just rating them in terms of the song of this album, not really as a whole in terms of K-pop. But like, even as a title track, I would still give this song probably like a 9.4 out of 10 at least. Because it is a really good song, and I really enjoy it. But yeah, we're obviously going to listen to it a second time because I want to see whether there's something that I missed about it before we get into the next part of the video. I mean, I guess the next video. So let's go again in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, this instrumental here in the beginning really sounds really similar in terms of its vibe to Twice's One in a Million. And I really like the lyrics as well. And I really love the sound of this rap here. I think it's a little auto-tuned, but I really like the effect that it does on it. But this is a really fun and entertaining song. Like, again, it reminds me, I think I've mentioned this before, but I don't know whether it's for Astro songs that I've mentioned this, but there's this really cool show that I used to watch called Jake and Blake. And this song reminds me in terms of its vibe to that show. Man, I gotta rewatch that show, it was so fun. Maybe for my channel. But it was a really cool Disney TV series. At least it was on Disney. I don't know whether it was Disney making it. I think it was a Latino series, but again, don't quote me on it. Okay, so honestly, I don't really have anything to add for this song. Like I said, it's gonna be a 10 out of 10. I like it, the best song of the album so far. Probably gonna be the best song of the album, period, because as much as I'm hoping that there's gonna be some really good songs in the final 4 songs, I really doubt that there's gonna be any song that is as good or better than this one, so I feel safe saying that this is probably gonna be the best song of the album, which is fine. Like I said, I really like this one, and I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. But what did you guys think about these 3 songs of this album? Comment down below and let's have a discussion about it. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out and thanks to my currently 2 patrons on Patreon, Omari Bridgman and Deadpool. thank you guys for your support. I really appreciate it. I really I really appreciate that you have enjoyed my content for so long and you continue to enjoy my content enough to continue to support me, and I hope you stay over there enjoying my content and supporting me for a long time. And now, before we end this video, I just want to talk about something to you guys very quickly, which some of you may or may have not noticed before or know about me, that being the fact that I am trans. And yes, this may come as shocking to some of you because I don't really flaunt it that much on my channel, or at least I feel like I don't. Outside of like my K-pop reactions, which is where I feel like the most comfortable being myself like this. And yeah, I am in fact trans. I'm not necessarily full-on male to female, but I heavily want to transition to being pretty female. I do consider myself more non-binary though, or maybe gender fluid would be the best descriptor as well, because I do have occasional moments where I feel fine being like just a normal guy, but most of the time, like right now, I do feel very dysphoric. And that's why I'm asking you guys for any help that you can give me, because my situation right now, I don't really see any way outside of you guys' help. Because, and this is gonna be kept short and concise, I live with my parents. They're never going to accept me as a trans person. They just never will. And as a matter of fact, back when I started the YouTube channel, I was actually kind of slightly starting my transition back then, with like starting to grow out my hair. I even got to DIY HRT, but because my parents started noticing certain things, like my behavior had changed a lot and my clothes had changed a lot, I kind of had to stop doing that because they were constantly nagging me about cutting my hair and just started to kind of be threatening in a certain way, and felt like they were ashamed of me and everything, and that just kind of stress just tired me out to the point where I just gave up. But as dysphoria goes, it just doesn't go away, you know. I still feel like this, and in fact it's somewhat been intensifying again recently, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. And again, I would really appreciate any amount of support you can give me in regards to this, because I just don't see any way out of this. Because even if I moved out of my parents' house and got myself a job and everything, that's just not gonna work for long-term planning, because once I transition, it's like I probably will not be able to get myself a job because my country is very transphobic. Nobody gives a shit about LGBT people at all. So there's not even much I can do even in terms of transitioning here. So yeah, I don't know. I just would appreciate any amount of support you can give me, be it monetarily or in any way otherwise. And this is not about boosting my channel or anything, or guilt tripping you with my sob story. I just wanted to get this off my chest and make my subscribers aware of the situation that I am in, and that I would appreciate anything that you guys can help me out with. It would mean literally everything. Like, for example, a friend that I made after starting this YouTube channel, my good friend Yuri, has been helping me out a lot. And I genuinely might have not been here if it wasn't for him showing up and befriending me. So yeah, this just went a little bit longer than I intended, but I would just really appreciate anything you can support me with. That's kind of ultimately what I'm trying to say. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the links in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you enjoy my stories, or you simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge support and help get the channel going. It helps support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!